Hello everybody, this is Up and Graydon, and here I am going to show you a tutorial slash review of this awesome game I found on Roblox called the Conquerors 3. And it's just a really great game. I'm going to get that out of the way, and I really think that the developers deserve more recognition and more plays and favorites and likes, etc. Anyway, I'm first going to show you the different types of... I'm going to show you the basics, then I'm going to show you the different types of units, and then I'm going to show you how buildings work, and then I'm going to show you how building plants work. Or maybe I just won't do that at all, I don't care. First we got the basics. We have the command center, which is the first building that you get. You spawn with 4 to 5 different soldiers, depending on what type of map you're on, which I am on the Europe map. And with the command center and the 4 soldiers, you need to start collecting as many resources as possible and spreading across the map. And first you're going to have 3 light soldiers that you spawn with. You're going to have a scout, which is the fastest soldier there is, and you're going to have the construction soldier if it's a water map. So the construction soldier, I'll explain that in a minute actually. So you have to have soldiers come to the green blobs on the ground, and that's how you place plants. If you don't have a soldier or a building next to it, then there's nothing you can do. You have to have a soldier next to the green thing to spawn plants. Alright, right to the soldiers and different types of units. First, there are 5 different categories. The Navy, soldiers, transport and tanks. We have planes and spaceships, which don't actually go in space, sadly. Alright, first the Navy. So here we have the gunboat, the transport ship, oil ship, destroyer, the submarine, which is cloaked for some reason, and the battleship, and the aircraft carrier. I'll go from right to left. Aircraft carrier can produce planes and garrison them, which means to store them. There's the battleship, which is the strongest assault ship there is. The submarine, which can cloak and submerge and pop up to surprise attack, and they can only be destroyed by the next ship, which is the destroyer. A weaker version of the battleship, only with anti-air and basically the ability to destroy torpedoes. Next we have oil ships, which are basically kind of like the money producers, like the plants. You can place them next to oil slicks in the water, and click N, and they will produce here, let's find one. An oil rig, which you can see on the horizon over there. Next we have the soldiers. The scout, medic, sniper, light soldier, heavy soldier, anti-air soldier, juggernaut, and repairman. And also the construction soldier, which I produced into a construction yard, which I have a skin for. If you didn't know that, there are different skins that you can get using the shop, but that's another video for another time. So I'm just click out of that crap. There we go. Sorry, I had to adjust my Bandicam to click that. Whoops, that was an accident. So, these are all the soldiers. The scout, the fastest. Repairman, he repairs things like tanks and buildings. Medics, you know what that does. Scout, fastest guy, best for producing money producers. Sniper, only attacks soldiers, but really does a lot of damage to them. Light soldier, he's just a light soldier that you spawn with in the beginning. You get heavy soldiers, which are stronger, like 3 times as strong. You got anti-air soldier, which destroys air units. And juggernaut, which is like a heavy soldier times 2. And those are the soldiers. Next we have transportation and tanks. The 4 transportations we have today are the General, the Humvee, the truck, and the Jeep. which basically you can equip one, click N, and they can transport soldiers and make them do more damage when they're inside. Next are the tanks. They're really good for assaults. You have the light tank, the anti-air tank, explosive tank, artillery, and heavy tank. And you have to research the artillery using research centers, which I don't have one right now. And artillery don't attack soldiers, but they attack buildings and do a lot of damage to them. Explosive tanks, they're like kamikazes. You run them into buildings and you have anti-air tanks, which pretty self-explanatory. Light tank, a light version of the heavy tank, and I'd suggest use the money to get a heavy tank. People who get light tanks are scrubs. And we got the heavy plane. Sorry, I messed that up. So next we got the planes. We have the heavy plane, the helicopter, the light plane, the stealth bomber, and the transport plane. So heavy plane, stronger than the light plane. Light plane, that's a weaker version of heavy plane. Helicopter can carry troops like so. Let me bring him over to a troop. He can carry 3 troops at a time. Boop. And transport them. Click N again. Boop. And that guy's floating. And then you also have the stealth bomber, which basically a really fast ship that can do a lot of damage to ground units. Also, last but not least, we have the transport plane, which can hover over units and do the same thing the helicopter does, except in greater masses. Next we have the space units. There's only 2 of them, which is kind of sad. I wish there were more. You have the space fighters, which are really fast and do a lot of damage. The mothership, which can produce more units and store them. And they just produce more. Alright, there's all of our units. Next we have buildings. You'll spawn with a certain amount of buildings. You spawn with 1. And you create more buildings, some more expensive than others. And you've got defensive types. You got turrets, which help defend. And you got the producers, airport, tank factory, and barracks, which are also assisted by the... Real quick, let me grab this max capacity reach. Oh, most people don't know this, but there's actually a capacity for each different unit and buildings. And the only way you can increase them is by getting houses, plane house, soldier house, tank house, and navy house. And then using research to generate more of a maximum number. Anyway, that's pretty much the basics. And I just want to show you the most useless and useful thing in the game. Nukes, which is really cool. I have one right here, which is actually a fire missile, which you have to research. I'm going to arm it. Beep. And I will track it here. And now it has been lifted off. Oh, and the nukes are insanely hard to get and not as rewarding as I'd like them to be. But this is a napalm nuke, which does a lot of damage over time. So if you send in units along with this, then you just burn down like a bunch of fire, like it suggests. And it doesn't look like it's doing a lot of damage now, but really everything's supposed to be on fire. Sadly, there's no fire particles. Anyway, you got like different notifications, options profile, unselect, leaderboards, changed color team color, which is a thing you buy with Roblox, and shop, which, as you saw before, gets you skins and crates. So, profile, I am level 25, and I joined 83 weeks ago. That was a long time. Man, I've been playing this game a long time. So yeah, that was the entire set of units and all the buildings. And here they all are bunched up, and they can get crowded. They can get crowded. And, oh, I forgot to mention, I don't have enough time. Anyway, thanks for watching. I don't care if you like or subscribe, it's irrelevant, and goodbye.